Visit Big Boys Guns before the inventory is gone and not allowed to return. Shop 24/7 at BigBoysGuns.com and in store on Route 460 in Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Chuck from Aquatrek Adventures in Salem. The Virginia Talk Radio Network and InsaneRadioDeals.com have helped our company grow by sharing our company's message throughout Central and Southside Virginia. The gift cards and experiences sold on InsaneRadioDeals.com have brought us many new customers. If you're a business that wants to grow with a message that resonates and gets results, I highly recommend InsaneRadioDeals.com and the Virginia Talk Radio Network. Simply put, it works.
You're stepping into the fast lane on the VTRN Sports app, 93.3 FM and 1320 AM Lynchburg, or by asking Alexa or Google Home, open VTRN Sports Lynchburg. Now, take the fast lane through the topics that matter across the Commonwealth. This is the Fast Lane with Ed Lane.
Yeah, it's the Fast Lane with not Ed Lane. 5:03 on this Tuesday, January 30th, as I would give it for the morning warm-up when we had it at 7 to 8 a.m. But almost said it. Welcome to the Fast Lane. I'm Trey Lyle, filling in for Ed the next couple of days while he's off conversing in New York City. I don't know why I said it like that, but he is in the big NYC giving a presentation, or not giving a presentation, just attending a sports business conference. I think with Barrett Sports Media, if I'm not mistaken. He is in the air right now, so he can't correct the record. JJ.
Yeah, of course not. We're happy to be here. Going to have a great show anyway, and I'm ready to get right into it, Trey.
All right, so what we're going to do, we'll talk a little World Cup. We'll talk a little bit about, the changes at Virginia Tech. We'll talk, NBA free agency is about to kick off. Let's get through some headlines. I call it, in case you missed it back in the morning, but Ed typically calls it Fast 5 at 5-ish.
It's time for Fast 5 at 5-ish. 5-ish minutes on 5 relevant topics done around 5 p.m.-ish. Ish, because our counting skills are kinda ish. Let's start with number 5.
We'll talk more about this in a second, but ESPN's Shams Charania reported today that LeBron James, the greatest basketball player ever.
Debatably.
No, I'm the host.
Okay, you got it.
Will continue his NBA career for the 26-27 season. Knock down the music bed a little bit, JJ. There you go. But will continue not on the Los Angeles Lakers. The franchise can move on without him. Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul told ESPN. Not surprising. We'll talk more about where we think he's going to go. Cough, the Golden State Warriors. But LeBron James out as a Laker. 8 seasons, 1 NBA title in 2020, 4th Finals MVP, broke the all-time scoring record with the team. Obviously, also became the first father-son duo to play in the NBA together. I don't think he will be remembered as a Laker. He'll be remembered as probably a Cavalier, but I do think LeBron will probably have a jersey in the Raptors in L.A. Let's get to number 4.
Number 4.
Someone who's going to battle, and we thought would have a really big battle in Los Angeles throughout his time with LeBron in L.A., was Kawhi Leonard in Los Angeles with the Clippers. Of course, that ends now as he is returning to the Toronto Raptors as they have made the trade, according to Shams Charania, as the Los Angeles Clippers are nearing a deal to send Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and 2 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 2 second-rounders, sources told Shams Charania. So, Kawhi Leonard returning to the Raptors. JJ, kind of shocking. This was the rumor for the past couple of days, but as I said on Twitter, maybe the Raptors have an aspiration to win again.
Yeah, despite the rumor, I was still very surprised to see this trade notification come across. I do think they gave up a lot for Kawhi, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's ridiculous to say he's the best Raptor in franchise history. He was only there for a year, but he was the best player on the team that got them their only championship.
I would say I'd still say because of longevity, it's Kyle Lowry.
The longevity, I'll give you Lowry.
Because he was on the team. It's kind of like the argument about Dwayne Wade and LeBron with the Miami Heat. I think there's a difference between the best player to ever play for a team and the best player in franchise history. Like, to me, like, I would argue LeBron James is the best basketball player to ever play for the Los Angeles Lakers. But he is not the greatest Laker of all time.
Right, I get that. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is either Kareem, Magic, or Kobe. Probably
Mhm.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Just because Kareem didn't, part of his time was with the Bucks. Then you had Magic. And Magic has always said Kobe's the greatest Laker. So you have to give it there. As the example. So, like, I would say it's Kyle Lowry is the greatest Raptor ever. Just because of his longevity and he won.
Yeah, he was there for longer, but I mean, in terms of pure peak, you gotta give it to Kawhi, which I know you're saying.
Yes, indeed. All right. Let's move to number 3.
Number 3.
Some sort. We'll sort of call it news. It broke as we came on the air. You know what? That's the one benefit about doing this show compared to the morning warm up where nothing would break. A memo was sent out today to all NFL teams saying the NFLPA and Brendan Sorsby will not be pursuing any further litigation regarding his entry into the NFL. Instead, Sorsby will focus on his preparation for entry into the 2027 NFL Draft. Sorsby will be considered a draft-eligible player for the 2027 NFL Draft, but will not be eligible to sign an NFL player contract until completion of the 2027 NFL Draft. He says in a statement, "There's been a lot of news about me out there, and I want to share this statement to make sure things are clear. I accept 100% responsibility of my actions. I did not have control of my gambling problem, and it took getting caught for me to realize that. But it was truly the best thing that could have happened to me. Because of this, I have now been able to get help, and I need and fully focus on my recovery. The news about the supplemental draft changes nothing about my recovery journey. I will continue to take it on one day at a time, focusing on myself better throughout the process and making sure to share what I've learned and will continue to learn with others going forward. I am fully committed to being the best version of myself that I can be while getting ready for the 2027 NFL Draft. God makes no mistakes, and I look forward to seeing the good that comes from this." Not shocking. I mean, pretty much he's getting a unofficial 1-year suspension, which he was going to get anyways. That's what you get for gambling in the NFL. It's what Calvin Ridley got, for example. This seems like a de facto, we're not going to reward you by getting you in the NFL. We're going to suspend you for a year. You can come back in 2027.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision in this case. You don't want to establish a precedent that you can gamble, and if you get in trouble in the NCAA, you can just go to the big league. So good on the NFL for suspending him for at least a year, and I do think it was the right move in this situation.
It was indeed.
Number
2, Erling Haaland scores the game-winning goal in the 86th minute to lead Norway to its round of 16 World Cup clash with Brazil. You have infamously Gabriel versus Haaland, who are not really good friends if you know the English Premier League. The Man City forward scored his 5th goal of the tournament, only behind Lionel Messi for the Golden Boot. So a really good game between Norway and the Ivory Coast in 1-1. Of course, yesterday we had boats of action, including Canada's 1-0 win with a 90-minute a goal in the final moments of the game of regular time. Then you had a great game. I think the great game of the tournament. Netherlands, Morocco. 1-1. Morocco won 3-2 on pins. It was an incredible game full of incredible goal scoring opportunities that were denied. That was just a great game. And then the moment of the tournament maybe is Paraguay pulling off the upset over Germany in penalties 4-3. And Brazil did have to come back from 1 down to win over Japan 2-1. In a matter of moments, JJ and I, and this is not a perfect science, but we did before the knockout stage started. Well, technically.
Minus the Canada game.
Did our picks for it, and we'll reveal to those in a second. Number one, latest news and notes going on right now to keep you updated here on the Fast Five at 5-ish is simple as this. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading 2-time NBA All-Star Ja Morant to the Portland Trail Blazers for Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray. Did y'all talk about this yesterday?
Yes, we did. Very briefly, though.
Okay, then we'll just say he got traded, and then we'll throw in Logan. Mentioned Logan Thomas yesterday.
No, we did not.
Okay, Logan Thomas is the headliner of the Virginia Tech Sports Hall of Fame class, starting, of course, the former quarterback Logan Thomas joining in on the new class of Virginia Tech Hall of Famers, including, as I get the other ones up here, Jerry Sinet, Martina Schutz. I might botch these names. Yavini Ovalowski, Kylie McGoldrick from softball, and as well as Chris Martin from it. So that's the 2026 Virginia Tech Hall of Fame class squad led by the former quarterback and current NFL tight end Logan Thomas, or former NFL tight end, now assistant coach for Brookville High School, Brookville native Logan Thomas.
Yeah, super happy to see Logan make the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a name when I think back of him playing at Virginia Tech. That was a name that I associate with success, with playing in ACC championships, things like that. And hopefully we'll see that again soon with James Franklin era in Blacksburg.
We will indeed. All right. Before we get to, we'll talk Virginia Tech, we'll talk the NBA. We want to talk about LeBron James and where they might go. And of course, we need to talk about the most important news in sports. There's a wedding this weekend in Madison Square Garden. Anyways, we'll spend time on that. By the way, show tomorrow, John Manson and Cia Red will join us. We'll also have Tanner Marlar on Thursday. We're hosting. We're just having fun here. If you want to connect with us at Trilao VT at JJ, what's your Twitter?
JJ Hendrickson 27.
There we go. All right, let's get to it. World Cup predictions for the knockout stages. By the way, game going on right now. We'll keep you updated throughout. France and Sweden. Thierry Henry versus Zlatan Ibrahimovic. 0-0, 13th minute in. But we'll go to that game first. We both picked Germany. Womp.
Yeah.
I think we're both taking France.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
France is going far in this tournament.
All right. Canada have moved on. We both took the Dutch against Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be special there. Portugal versus Croatia. Sneaky big matchup between two old guys. Luka Modric versus Cristiano Ronaldo, former teammates at Real Madrid. I'm taking Portugal.
Yeah, the battle of 40-year-old legends. I mean, those are a couple of giant names in the sport, a couple of Ballon d'Or winners facing off. I do have Portugal. I think they're the better team top to bottom. Luka Modric has looked good in some games, hasn't looked great in others. You could say the same for Ronaldo, but I trust the quality of Portugal's team over Croatia for sure.
I agree with you there, indeed. As we look at the bracket here, we got Spain taking on Austria. I think we're going to go quick. So we'll both take Spain.
Mm-hmm, of course.
We are true-blooded Americans. We're going to take the U.S. Tomorrow they play against Bosnia.
They better beat them.
Edin Dzeko, another 40-year-old legend. Sneaky matchup, Belgium versus Senegal. Winner will take on, hopefully, the Americans. Who you got?
I'm leaning Belgium in this game. I think they've got good World Cup experience. Their golden generation, as they call it, is starting to age out a little bit, but like I was saying with Portugal, I trust the quality of the team top to bottom more than Senegal. Senegal has some great talent, but Belgium has more.
I agree with you. Even though Belgium has historically just performed awful in the World Cup and even hasn't looked great in this World Cup, I'll take Belgium there. All right, we're moving to the other side of the bracket. Brazil defeated Japan, but we both picked Brazil to win before they won that game. I picked Norway.
I also picked Norway.
Because Erling
Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world.
Mexico, Ecuador, sneaky good matchup I think it's because it's in Mexico City. I'm taking the Mexicans.
Yeah, I'd lead Mexico. I think Mexico could very well make it the furthest out of all the host countries for this World Cup, but looking at their matchup in the second round, it might be tough.
England versus a team of the tournament. We'll get to the other team of the tournament. Congo, Dominican Republic of Congo. I don't think Voodoo Magic will work this time. Again, last time England had played an African team, which was Ghana, they went to a 0-0 draw. I have England advancing in this one. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah, absolutely. I think England's one of the three strongest teams in this tournament. I would be shocked if they got taken out by the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Now, an interesting team is Cape Verde, who have not lost this entire tournament and have only given up 2 goals. Well, your reward is Argentina. Congratulations. As much as I would love to pick Cape Verde as a Ronaldo guy, I am not. So give me Argentina.
Yeah, as a Messi guy, I'm picking Argentina all the way here. Cape Verde has probably been the Cinderella team of the tournament, I would say. Them in Paraguay at this point.
If the 40-year-old goalkeeper
Another 40-year-old. The goalkeeper has been unreal
who gained
for Cape
like
Verde.
600 million followers.
Yeah, it was an unreal performance in their first match. I mean, if they drew Spain, it's very realistic they could at least play Argentina close. But at the end of the day, Argentina does have the greatest soccer player of all time, and I expect him to continue to show his class.
Debatable. Anyways, yeah, so we both have Argentina there. I have Egypt beating Australia.
As do I.
Pretty simple. Give me the Egyptian king, Mo
Mhm.
Salah.
Mo Salah.
Moving to the bottom of the bracket again. You're gonna notice something has opened up clearly for Argentina in this side. A little weaker. Switzerland, Algeria. I- I'm going Algeria. I really just flipped a coin there.
Okay, I've got Switzerland, so this is our first split, I think.
Uh,
I tend to trust European teams over other continents just based on play styles and the
Well,
competition they have to face.
Again, the African team took on the European team.
This is
and-
true.
and the
However,
African
we're
team won.
talking about the highest rated African team of all time in Morocco. I don't think you could say the same for Algeria. I think Switzerland's the better team and they'll win. It will be close, may go to extra time, maybe even penalties, but I definitely think Switzerland will move on.
Yeah, the favorite is a tie. Switzerland is a plus 110 favorite, meaning like the 3 line, so meaning like
Mhm.
they think it might draw. And then the bottom of the bracket, Colombia and Ghana. Another old man, James Rodriguez. I have Colombia beating Ghana.
I do as well. They played Portugal pretty well. They would have beat them if it wasn't for Davinson Sanchez big toes sticking out offsides against Portugal in their last game. It was 0-0 draw, their first 0-0 draw in the team's history in the World Cup, actually. But I expect them to bounce back from that. They'll beat Ghana in the first round.
All right, moving on. We only have one different match, so this will be easy as we work through it. We had Germany and France. It'll now be Germany and Morocco. It'll be Germany and Paraguay, or France
and Paraguay.
Assuming France wins, Sweden could upset them. But let's just assume we both have France there.
Yeah, France is top 3 team in the tournament. Them, Argentina, and England are the big 3 for me.
Then Morocco, Canada. As much as I would love to see an upset there, I am not taking the Canadians. Give me Morocco.
No, Morocco is the better team all game last night against the Netherlands. They were fortunate to get a 91st minute equalizer, but all game they had the more chances. They looked more energized. Netherlands were playing for penalties because they didn't think they could beat them in an extra time, and it ended up costing them.
Yeah, it did indeed. All right. And then I have Portugal. We both have Portugal, Spain, which is a big historic rivalry. I think we're going to differ on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the best midfield in the tournament. Give me Portugal.
Is Bruno Fernandes? Is that who you're referring to?
Well, the entire midfield.
Oh, the whole
entire
midfield.
midfield.
Okay, I got you.
Like,
I was going to say Bruno Fernandes is the best midfielder in the tournament. It's kind of wild, but I'm not mad.
I would argue that if you like,
Vitinha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entire move. Oh, Mbappe is onside, and Mbappe scores 1-0 France. Unless did they call it? Oh, they did call it off. Never mind. The ref let it go, and he scored, but he was offside. So, anyways,
would have been Mbappe's 5th of the tournament. Another name to watch in the Golden Boot race.
It's close. All right. Anyways, this is live. This is great live radio for you folks. Anyways, where are we at? Portugal, Spain. I have Portugal. Best midfield, like unit. Best midfield. Best unit of any team is the Portugal midfield. Just the depth.
Yeah, I've got Spain. Speaking of depth, they've got. I feel like I keep saying it about the best teams, but they really do have quality top to bottom. So many of their players play for so many big clubs, and you've got young star like Lamine Yamal, who is coming off a bit of an injury, but he's one of the best players in the world at only 18, 19 years old, whatever he is. I think Spain wins. They do have the better player, and I think they have the better team.
USA and Belgium. I'll let you go first.
Now, as much as I would like to pick the United States here, I'm getting flashbacks to their 2014 matchup in the round of 16, just like they had the U.S. and Belgium, but we don't have Tim Howard on our team to pull off 17 saves again. I think Kevin De Bruyne and co. get it done, and Belgium, unfortunately, will knock out the U.S. in the round of 16, but I would love to be wrong, Trey.
All we needed was not a late Belgium goal, and we would have faced Egypt in this round or something crazy, right?
Yeah, that would have been correct.
Anyways, Belgium underperforms at the World Cup. That they're golden. Like, people talk about people should see the American golden generation. Like, it's been worse for Belgium because they actually care about the sport more than Americans do.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they have maybe at the time one of the best strikers in the world, the best midfielder in the world, and the best goalkeeper in the world, and they've not been able to do anything really on a high level of competition. And of course, I believe this game will be in LA, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, bring Tim Howard out, right before the game. It is ironic that the greatest performance by an American in a World Cup is in a loss, but it is
I actually think the game's in Seattle.
even better.
First round's LA, second round would be Seattle.
No,
if they win.
this U.S. plays in San Francisco,
Oh, is that what? Okay, San Francisco and then Seattle is what it'll be then.
NFC West style.
Classic rivalry.
I don't like. It's weird. I don't trust. It's nothing to do with the Americans. As someone who was on the Belgium bandwagon in May or in 2014, picked Belgium to win the World Cup because he believed in that squad, and maybe because he used it a lot in FIFA and believed heavily in that squad, and got burned. Ironically, where my teaser, my pick, it's gonna be two teams I've used a lot in FIFA and been burned by them and picking them. But you know what? On this game would be July 5th, I think. July 6th, Independence Day weekend on a Sunday, 8 p.m. And where's the Carrie Underwood? We waited all day for Sunday night. The United States is going to the round of 16.
Quarterfinals.
Yes.
And that would match the furthest they've ever made it in the tournament,
Which
would
they should, 'cause
obviously
they're
be
hosting.
huge for American
They're hosting.
soccer. I think, granted, we can't look past Bosnia. We have to assume they should beat Bosnia, and I expect they will. But if they play Belgium in the round of 16, you could argue that that's the most significant match in American soccer history. Just with the stage hosting the World Cup, with the expectations that the team have established for themselves in the first two games, not so much the third, but that was a lot of bench players. I think this match has a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah, absolutely indeed. All right, we got to work through the other side of the bracket. Brazil, Norway. I think Erling Haaland could win a game by himself. I think Brazil side's too strong. You know, they've been disappointing. Wouldn't be shocked if Norway pulled off the upset. I have Brazil, England, Mexico. Too much quality in the England. I think they will overcome the home crowd in Mexico. Granted, this will be, I believe, the last game in Mexico for the Mexicans, because I think quarters on it's in LA. At least semis on it's in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but I have England. You got the same.
I have England as well. Yeah.
England, Brazil.
England, Brazil in the quarterfinals. That will be a match.
Argentina, Egypt again. Hand messing some cake. Argentina.
Give me the go. I got Argentina.
Algeria, Colombia. I have Colombia.
Colombian team as well.
Despite
Beating
the fact
Switzerland for me though.
Yeah. Despite the fact Colombia has done well against Argentina in CONMEBOL in the Copa America, I have Argentina, England as one of my semis. United States falls short against Portugal. Another, ironically, the most best World Cup run of my lifetime. Two of the opponents were Portugal and Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they tie with Portugal.
Came very close to beating them in that
Yes.
game.
Yes. Portugal defeats the United States. I do think the fact that those two teams who disappoint in a World Cup is a really good path for the U.S. Could have been way worse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not playing one of France or England or Brazil or Argentina or anyone like that.
So I have a France-Portugal semi, England-Argentina semi. You have France-Spain,
mm-hmm.
England-Argentina.
Yes, I do.
All right. My final. Everyone's picking France and Argentina. So wouldn't it be nice? And maybe the two teams I've used the most in FIFA in my lifetime, especially on the international level, I decided to pick them. I have England taking on Portugal in the World Cup final. It's a numbers game. If France wins, if France did this, it would be their third straight final, their fourth since 2000, because they were in 2002 and then won it in 18,
lost in 22.
And they made the final. So this would have been it's just a numbers game. So Portugal, England, and I'll save my final. Who cares about the third place game? Go ahead, get your finals.
So I've got France and Spain in the semifinals. I do think France gets by that team. You want to talk about some of the best units in the World Cup. Their front four of Mbappe, Dembele, Doué, and Olise is unreal. They've got so much pace, so much talent on the ball. I think that's one of the hardest attacks in all of soccer to stop. I have France going to the final.
You could already argue Mbappe is the greatest World Cup performer ever, considering I think he really could break the goal record that Messi set this tournament at just 27.
No, Mbappe will 100% be the
They
all-time.
basically, if he wins the Golden Boot by 2,
he'll have the all-time.
because he's at 16, and Sweden almost scored, but they did not. All right. Anyways, that's live play-by-play. All right. So you have France, Argentina.
France, Argentina in the final. You're not going to pick England to take out Argentina in the semis. I do not think this is the year that it's coming home, Trey.
All right. Who's your champ?
Now, my favorite player of all time is the greatest player to ever do it, Lionel Messi, and he's been performing at a level that is almost matching like what he did in 2012 when he scored 92 goals in a season. But it really hurts me to say this, but I'm going to have to pick against the GOAT. I think France is going to end up winning it all. Like I said, their front four attack is just too good, and I think they're playing some of the best soccer in the world right now. But it is those two teams head and shoulders above the rest of the field for me.
By the way, if France wins this game, sets up their next game would be on July 4th. And of course, the French performed well this time of year 250 years ago to help Americas become free. Just want to point that out.
Will history repeat itself?
I have England, Portugal. And as much as I would love an Argentina, if Argentina Portugal final, and my favorite player ever is Cristiano Ronaldo, and I would love to see him, because I think the only way Ronaldo gets the GOAT debate if he beats Messi in the final, that wins it.
Even then, I don't know if I'd give Ronaldo the nod, and there is a touch of bias there. But the things Messi have done, I feel
I understand that, but
he
he would have the World Cup and the hardest and the Euros. So, anyways.
That's fair.
It'd be a fun argument. Anyways, that's the only way he can re-enter the conversation.
That's the only possibility.
I have England. I mean, I guess winning the World Cup, he would re-enter.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be against Messi, but he
England,
does have to win the World Cup
to
even want to be in the discussion.
He did score in 6 World Cups. That's still insane. England, Portugal. I have in what would be the most ironic finish to an American World Cup in its 250th year is England winning.
Wow.
It is the most ironic finish. And as much as, I bleed red, white, and blue, I also like to be right. And I just think I think Harry Kane's the most underrated player of this generation, and he gets his due and wins the World Cup. All right. That's our picks. If you hate them, at TreyLVT, at TyShiracy90. That's shout out to Ty. You could tag him for no reason at JJ Hendrickson27.
Yep.
When we come back, some thoughts about the NBA free agency as it starts in 30 minutes from now. And where will LeBron James end up? And why could the Wizards do some sneaky things? We'll talk about that and more here on the Fast Lane.
Now at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, with rebates and discounts saving you up to $7,000 on new Ram 1500s, or save up to $5,500 on new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Shop over 175 pre-owned vehicles priced to sell fast, many with limited warranties. Our Make This the Summer sales event is on at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1750 Independence Boulevard in Bedford. MagicCityBedford.com. See dealer for details. And 6/30/26.
Midday hunger hitting you hard? Swing by Macadoo's for our $8.95 weekday lunch specials. Whether you're craving a classic crunch or something fresh, we've got you covered. Chicken tender basket featuring crispy golden tenders served with fries. The Macadoo's Chef Salad, a healthy, loaded favorite that will hit the spot. Hit back against your lunchtime hunger at Macadoo's with eats that won't break the bank.
It's time to share great food and fun. Just to be there, the only one. Just to be there at Macadoo's.
We'll see you at the Do's.
Your insurance company tells you to go to a certain shop. Once they give you the inflated estimate, you think, uh-oh, better get Maaco. For over 50 years, Maaco has been repairing and painting cars. Maaco is not in contract with insurance companies. They work for you. They don't give insurance companies discounts and rebates you'd never get. At Maaco, you'll get an honest assessment of your repair work by trained, certified professionals. You'll get the choice to pay with insurance or out of pocket, whichever makes sense for you. So if you have an insurance claim, get a second opinion at Maaco on Kemper Street in Lynchburg.
Guests are great, except unwanted guests. At Specialty Exterminating, we know the difference. Hi, I'm Sabrina Kennan with Specialty Exterminating. We help you keep unwanted pests out of your home. Now we can keep those reptiles away. Our new reptile repellent is the perfect add-on for your pest prevention service. It's pet and people safe, so it's perfect for any homeowner, especially pool owners and homes in wooded and rural areas. Call us so we can repel the reptiles. Specialty Exterminating, your pest prevention partner since 1979.
Starting the landscaping business, growing your fleet, Miller Built Outdoor Equipment is focused on commercial turf professionals across Central Virginia. We help you choose the right Toro commercial mower, professional handheld equipment, and the right support plan so your operation grows the right way. Commercial turf is your business. Supporting it is ours. Miller Built Outdoor Equipment on 12th Street in Lynchburg.
The Virginia Talk Radio Network reaches more people than any other Lynchburg-based media company. Call Melinda at 434-534-8500. Let us tell your story.
Hi, this is Bill Roth, voice of Virginia Tech football. You're listening to The Fast Lane with Ed Lane and Trey Lyle. Join the chat at Trey Lyle VT and Fast Lane Ed Lane on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's a great thing here. 5:33 on this Tuesday, June 30th. Hope you're driving home safely as you're listening to the Fast Lane, whether it's in the car on 93.3 or on the VTRN Sports app. Of course, we are powered by ESPN Radio. Mbappe went off the post there. So one goal opportunity. He went in the net, but he was offside. The second wide open, but off the post. Still 0-0, 33 minutes in between France and Sweden in that matchup. All right. News broke today. LeBron James is heading to free agency. The last time he went to free agency, he became a Los Angeles Laker. This time he is a free agent, and I have no idea where he's going to go. I have a thought, but it's not like the last two times where it's like, oh, we know where he's going. Like, I could see him end up on 3 different teams. I think most likely with the Golden State Warriors. But JJ, we're gonna play a game. You call me crazy if I give you a team and that LeBron James doesn't end up. Ready?
Yep, I'm listening.
Okay, we'll start with the easy ones. Golden State Warriors.
Not surprised.
Miami Heat.
Wouldn't be shocked.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
No, that I would be the least surprised by.
Feels like the 3 favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're gonna get spicy now. Team that has cap space and needs another ball handler. The Detroit Pistons.
Wow, you think he goes to Detroit?
I'm not saying he thinks. I'm saying this could be an option.
I'm not so sure about that. I think
They're making moves. They already traded the man who tried to fight him to the Memphis Grizzlies.
now they are making moves, and
They need another ball handler next to Cade Cunningham.
My concern would be, would LeBron take the ball out of Cade Cunningham's hands too much?
Well, if we get this LeBron that we saw at the end at LA, where he kind of can just be like, you basically just like have him as a go-go gadget tool where, hey, get LeBron James for 20 minutes. It could be perfect.
Yeah, he did concede to Luka a little bit with those Lakers teams, so maybe he'd be willing to do the same with Cade in Detroit.
So, all right. Another team. And this one I find the most intriguing. The San Antonio Spurs.
I think that would be a great fit. I'm not sure how realistic it is, though. I'm looking at the odds for his next team. As of the time this article was written, Golden State has a 62% chance, Cleveland with 27, San Antonio with 7, and Miami with 6. So San Antonio is in the mix according to prediction markets, which we both know kind of doesn't really mean anything, but it's always interesting to look at.
All right. More teams of intrigue. So I would have said pre-LaMelo Ball trade, the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right. This is a floating rumor, and I think it's just because he wants to play with Anthony Davis again. The Washington Wizards.
I don't think that's realistic. Yeah. I just don't see a world where LeBron goes to a franchise like the Wizards what we would assume is the last year of his career, but at the same time, Michael Jordan did that, so it's possible, but I don't think it's likely.
Again, we could argue about who's the GOAT, LeBron versus MJ. Going back to the history of when he owned the Wizards and his history owning the Bobcats/Hornets, LeBron James at least would be the better GM than Michael Jordan. I just want to point that out for Ed Lane.
I fully agree with that.
Sneaky one. They're looking for a big move. And I don't think this is it. But I would love to see these two men play together. The Denver Nuggets.
Wow. Now that's something I didn't even consider. LeBron and Jokic together would be one of the most lethal pick and rolls I think we've ever seen in the NBA before. That's something
It would
that
be
didn't even cross my
be
mind.
like the
And
smartest offense ever assembled.
yeah, no, the IQ of that offense, the passing would be unreal. It would look like the prime San Antonio Spurs teams. I think the ball would be flying around the floor. That's really interesting.
All right. But I think it's gonna be one of the top 3.
I agree. It'll be a team that he's played for before.
He hasn't played for the Warriors.
I don't think it'll be the Warriors.
You think it'll be the Cavs or the Heat?
I think it'll be the Cavs or the Heat. I would lean the Cavs. The Cavs is the storybook ending, and I think LeBron likes that. I think he's going to go to Cleveland. That's what I want to see personally.
So free agency starts at 6 o'clock. When do we have the decision by LeBron James? Granted, he won't do the decision. And I don't think he'll do a Players Tribune article about my next move. Shout out to Kevin Durant. When will we find out?
It's going to be a few days at least, if not a week or two. I don't think LeBron's going to rush this process at all. And from what I've heard, he's had very little contact with the Lakers so far in the offseason. So I'd be surprised if he was negotiating with other teams prior to free agency as well.
We'll see. I mean, I would be shocked. Like, if I agree with you, but I also would be shocked if it's like 6:01. It's like LeBron James signs with the Golden State Warriors, and they've traded for Anthony Davis. So that's where the Wizards get involved. You're the Washington Wizards, and I think, even though you committed a lot of money to Trae Young, which
questionable,
yeah, with the idea of keeping Anthony Davis, and I actually like the idea of them trading when they traded for Anthony Davis, because Wizards were not, and even Trae Young to some degree, like you weren't going to get that caliber of player in free agency. You might as well trade for him earlier. Okay, I think you have a real shot to like just get the final picks of what they have. The Warriors have, because like they're gonna have like 2 years, and then everyone's gonna be done, and you can get some really good Warriors picks to surround your team with AJ Debinsa. Like, what was the reason the Thunder were able to build a team like they did? They took advantage of the fact the Clippers were so desperate for Kawhi Leonard. They got like 300 cents on the dollar for Paul George. If I'm the Wizards, and you think the only way the Warriors are going to get LeBron is if they get AD. Granted, I think it's the only way they have any sort of shot at a championship is if they can get Anthony Davis, because they need some sort of defense. I do think like weird part is like I think if he went to the Warriors and if they had AD and their starting 5 was Steph, LeBron, insert a small forward, AD and Porzingis, or Draymond, AD, Porzingis coming off the bench, and then I don't know, insert a 3.
Now, while I like this,
That'll be the most fun team ever.
I like the thinking, but just 35 minutes ago, we had a Mark J. Spears report come out that said the Wizards are not looking to trade Anthony Davis.
Again, they're trying to. Yeah, okay. Does Anthony Davis want to be a Wizard? That's the thing.
Probably not. Would anyone really want to be? I mean, Trae Young wants to be a Wizard, but
No, Trae Young wants 200 and whatever $1 million.
212 was the number, I think.
Oh, shout out to all the social media people for just like saying, "Come on, LeBron." LeBron's joining NASCAR. LeBron's joining the PGA Tour, which that one makes sense somewhat because of all this golf he's doing.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, Wizards, you probably you can do your best.
It's not often the Wizards get the chance to throw their hat in the ring for a player like LeBron. So, I mean, I don't think there's any harm in them going all out for him.
Yeah, breaking news into our area here is Serena Williams did lose her return to singles tennis against Maya Joint of Australia in the thrilling match in front of, at times, a raucous crowd at Wimbledon. So, unfortunately, I think she's doing the doubles with her sister, too. So, falls in a 3-set thriller in her return. So, did I miss anything else news-wise?
We haven't discussed the Kawhi trade further, but I know you touched on that earlier.
Yeah, Kawhi going back to Toronto where he won the title. I know you touched on a little bit, JJ. I mean, I really don't think, like, quote unquote power shift. As someone who's had sort of this take, like it looked like they aged like milk and then is slowly somewhat aged gracefully, I think Kawhi Leonard is one of the most overrated players ever.
Wow.
I do. I just don't think he belonged in like the Kevin Durant, LeBron James conversation.
I'm not mad at that. When they won the finals in 2019, there was a lot of people saying that Kawhi Leonard was the best basketball player in the world, which I don't think has been true at any point in time. At the end of the day, he's one of the best two-way players we've seen recently.
Yeah, I mean, one, LeBron James is a better basketball player. Two, like, can we just be real here? And I know injuries are part of it, and it doesn't take from Toronto's championship, but like, you get that Warriors team, even with all their dysfunction at full strength, I think they beat the Raptors team. So,
yeah, absolutely. That's the most talented team we've ever seen. There's no one in NBA history who I think could barely hold a flame to that Warriors team.
And I don't think with Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Kawhi Leonard, I just don't see that team
going that far,
being better than, and that's assuming Kawhi plays. So I mean, I kind of get why the Raptors did it. I think the Clippers want to just reset, and maybe they know punishment's coming for this. And maybe it gets lighter if they don't have Kawhi on their team anyways. So
now, my biggest problem with it is they gave up Brandon Ingram in the trade, who's younger
well,
than
they had
Kawhi.
to for money.
Yeah, the money's got to line up. Kawhi's definitely a better player than Brandon Ingram. But is Brandon Ingram really that much worse than Kawhi that it's worth giving up 2 firsts, a swap, and 2 second-round picks, is it, as well as Grady Dick? I don't think the difference between the two is that vast that you want to give up that amount of draft capital for a player that you get older with. I get wanting to bring back a franchise legend, a guy who won you a championship in the past, but I honestly don't really understand this move from Toronto's point of view. You're shortening your window. You had a young core going, and that just feels like it's all out the window at this point.
Well, we'll see how it works out for the Raptors. Obviously, the Wizards, they're going to be competitive next year, and we'll see where LeBron James ends up. When we come back, some more thoughts about some random things, including Virginia Tech has a new AD. He spoke a little bit since I've at least talked. So we'll talk about that and much more here on the Fast Lane.
Celebrate 250 years of America with massive savings during the Liberty 250 savings event on the Sheeler Motor Mile. Right now, get an additional $250 fuel savings discount on all new and used vehicles. An additional $250 in fuel savings. Shop over 2,000 new and used vehicles in one location, including more than 1,000 quality pre-owned vehicles with most makes and models at the Used Car Superstore. Plus 12 new car brands in Southwest Virginia. Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, Subaru, Chevrolet, Buick, Mitsubishi, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Used cars starting at just $59.95. $59.95. And your trade is worth more. Shop local and save with straightforward pricing, exceptional service and selection, certified friendly staff, no games, no gimmicks, and more inventory arriving daily, plus flexible financing options for every budget. We've got the credit. The Sheeler Motor Mile delivers choices. The Liberty 250 savings event on the Sheeler Motor Mile. I-81 exit 118C in Christiansburg. Call 866-SHEELER1. Always open at Sheeler.com.
Example 2009 Chevrolet Impala stock number KA260134B plus tax tag title and $697 processing fee.
The clock is ticking. Time is running out for Virginia citizens to purchase modern sporting rifles and magazines from Big Boys Guns. Beat the July 1st deadline. Right now, the selection is robust at Big Boys Guns. ARs, AKs, and the most popular handguns will soon be banned from sale in the state of Virginia. Don't wait. Visit Big Boys Guns before the inventory is gone and not allowed to return. Shop 24/7 at BigBoysGuns.com and in store on Route 460 in Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Al Billingsley, a board member with CASA of Central Virginia. Children who've experienced abuse or neglect often enter foster care feeling scared, confused, and alone. That's where CASA volunteers step in. We stand behind these children to make sure that their voices are heard in court. CASA is looking for caring adults from our community to serve as volunteer advocates. And as a man, I can tell you we're especially in need more men to step up for these kids. If you're ready to make a difference, learn more at cvcasa.org.
Big transitions feel like big hurdles. That's why Central Virginia Counseling has 2 dynamic 6-week summer groups for rising 6th and 9th graders packed with essential life skills. Each week targets a new skill for success, tools like organization, time management, task initiation, anxiety reduction techniques, and skills for making friends and communicating well. Through peer connection and expert guidance, students will gain tools to feel capable, connected, and ready for day one. Visit us on Timberlake Road or Wigington Road in Lynchburg or at centralvirginiacounseling.com to learn more.
Come celebrate America's 250th with the Howlers at City Stadium Saturday, July 4th, presented by Drain Rangers. Enter the park and get your free patriotic rally towel. Root on the Howlers for a 6:30 p.m. first pitch, and then stay for the only fireworks show in Lynchburg following the game. America's pastime on America's 250th. Tickets are going fast, so get yours now at hchowlers.com and howl out loud.
America 250. That's great. Your kitchen looking 250 years old? Not great. So head to Haley's America's 250 sale. Get 0% financing for up to 18 months on select appliances. Save up to $4,000 in rebates when you purchase a select kitchen package and get up to 35% off select appliances. But there's the catch, the good kind of catch. With GE and GE Profile, the more you buy, the more you save. Save up to an extra $900. Celebrate America 250 with the kitchen of your dreams at Haley's America 250 sale. June 7th through July 8th. Haley's, quality that counts.
Spring means green lawns, open windows, and afternoons spent outdoors. At Brownstone Properties, you'll find homes with private yards, with locations near scenic walking trails, or beautiful local parks, perfect for family picnics or peaceful strolls. This season, find your place to grow. Start today at brownstoneproperties.com or call 434-385-1025. Brownstone Properties, where home is at the heart of everything we do.
Step into the fast lane 24/7 at Trey Lyle VT and Fast Lane Ed Lane on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Now, back to the fast lane.
5:48 on this Tuesday, June 30th. Last day of June. We're halfway through the year. I hate that. What a year it's been. I only got a month left at this station, so get excited. France scored while we were in break. Not shocking. It was Kylian Mbappe. His 5th goal of the tournament. His 17th all-time. Making him solo second, only behind Lionel Messi, in a record that he could take just at this World Cup. Like, Argentina loses their next game. Mbappe scores twice. It's tied. Anyways, even if they kept going, I'm just like, that's kind of insane. Anyway, so as you know, introduced last week, Virginia Tech's new athletic director, Brian White, and a lot of his introductory press conference at Lane Stadium, and I know Ed has talked about this, was about getting money and finding money and revenue generation, and that's been the whole focus, starting with Babcock's Free Station to the expansion of Hokie Ventures, so on and so forth. And not shocking, considering what era we are in, this era of you need to have money more than ever. I think Brian White has a focus of making Virginia Tech, like James Franklin, nationally relevant so that they could be set up for the next step, whether that's if they're really good and the ACC stays together, gets the ACC a really good deal that can propel them into whatever, or when I think what's going to happen is Super League forms and Virginia Tech is an attractive brand. Now, can that happen? I think so. I think the moves they're making will do that. But he also is talking about revenue generation with other sports. And you look at his time at FAU, like the other sports performed well. I mean, they got to, and, they got, obviously Dusty May's really good coach, just won a national championship, the reason he's in the NBA, but he got FAU to the Final Four, and Brian White gave him the resources to do that. So, and I'm not here to say, like, expect the basketball program to get so many resources. Like, football needs the most right now. And then you build it out from there. Football makes the engine run, and then you can get it from there. But Brian White, I think vibes-wise, we're two Tech fans, 2 Tech grads, JJ, it seems to be, and it seems to be like this guy with the family credentials, the credentials he's had at FAU and his background, and what he understood kind of what he's walking into in terms of this new plan in Virginia Tech athletics, and is ready to kind of meld his own plan and execute it fully.
Yeah, I'm super happy with the hire. I mean, I think it's just about best case scenario that you could have gotten from a Hokies perspective. You're not going to nab a guy from a big school to come to yours, most likely. So FAU, like you said, they've had success in sports. They were in the Final Four as I believe an 8 or a 9 seed a couple of years ago. So just to see that he's willing to bring in revenue, and as we briefly talked about yesterday on the Fast Lane, he's a big basketball guy. And as a big basketball guy myself, I would love to see the Virginia Tech Hokies get back into March Madness and be playing in meaningful games once again. So if he brings the football team, the basketball team up, like you said, the engine's going to be running, and that'll allow the revenue for other sports. And hopefully the athletic department as a whole really takes a step behind White.
You look at this and you look at kind of how it breaks out. I mean, look at what's happening to wrestling. They're having the greatest success on the recruiting trail, getting a Bo Bassett of the world, who, again, like, is the Arch Manning of wrestling. Like, that's the best comparison I can make, where, like, even though he doesn't have the family lineage, he's, like, been hyped up since he was 14 years old and is that good of a wrestler. He's going to instantly come in as one of the national favorites in his weight class. Like, you look at women's basketball and how it ended with not Tony Elliott, with Kenny Brooks and everything that went there. And Mike Gidduppin's still doing a good job and is recruiting well. And you look at football and how well James Franklin has hit the ground running. And it's insane. Like, it's weird being a Tech fan and seeing this. I can't believe, like, this is happening. That's how I feel as like a Tech fan, putting my fan hat on, which I'll be able to do more and more over the next season. I kind of get to be a full on Tech fan, depending on the job I get. But it's definitely fun to happen, and it's something in which, like, you look at this. Virginia got their stuff together, especially on this side of it, and it seems to me like Tech is following the right path, and we're gonna have JMU already has a really good run athletic department. VCU gets the most, I think, out of what they want to do. Liberty, I think, has done real good things in adjusting to. I think the fact that Liberty is in a conference and people complain about Conference USA. Like, Ian McCall navigating Liberty into Conference USA is one of the biggest wins in athletics in this country, like, just from the athletic side of things. It's because of just where Liberty was in terms of public relations outside of athletics, which some people don't like to hear. It just wasn't great. They were very toxic at the time, and to get them into Conference USA and be successful in Conference USA, and I think Ian McCall does a really good job, and they have a really good infrastructure at Liberty. They have a really good infrastructure at JMU. They have a really good infrastructure at Virginia. And it seemed like post Beamer, they were very, and it's kind of the good and bad side of having a guy like Frank Beamer. They just thought, oh, we could do it the old way on the cheap, and they didn't evolve quickly enough. And Witt tried to, I think, to some degree. It's why we saw the golden era of Virginia Tech basketball, both on a men's and women's side, like success we've never unprecedented. Baseball had success. I think softball is one of the best programs. I think the fact that he went with an eternal hire, Kevin Dressler left Virginia Tech wrestling to go to Iowa State, and Tony Roby replaced him. And Tony Roby's had more success at Virginia Tech than Kevin Dressler's had at Iowa State. Just to put it in perspective. So I think Brian White stepping into an athletic department that was better than where Witt found it, and I think it's in a exceptionally better place now with the proper tools and the proper investment. And he knows that Brian White knows that the most part of it is going to be money generation.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see him at the helm. Of course, I wish he would have come at some point when I was still actually attending the school, but I'll take it as an alumni now. I'm really excited for Virginia Tech athletics looking forward, which is something that I feel like I have not been able to say for years at this point. I mean, it's just been disappointment after disappointment. So between him, James Franklin, we're really getting to a new chapter of Virginia Tech athletics. And I think it's going to be really great, both from a revenue perspective, a fan perspective, and a success perspective.
100%. And I'm excited to see how it all shakes out here. Looking at the just timelines of things, like, it is up, and Ed has the ACC kickoff next month or in a couple weeks, and we'll have coverage there. JJ gets to learn kind of the more behind the scenes stuff then, where hopefully you'll get to talk to James Franklin. And of course, your home for Virginia Tech football will be the VTRN Sports app. VTRN Sports powered by ESPN Radio, where we have all play-by-play all summer, including a lot of football coming your way. And you'll, of course, on IQO have Jefferson Forest Cavalier high school football as well. But yeah, there you like up and to the right. It feels like vibes for Virginia Tech. Now, I felt this way before and been very disappointed. So we'll see. Finally, we'll end with some predictions. All right, putting you on the spot. You said you got to pick one team.
Okay.
Discuss the LeBron team. Pick the team.
I'm going Cleveland, Trey. I think
Cleveland!
He's coming home. This one's for you, Cleveland. What's your pick? Who are you going with?
Too much smoke around Golden State.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm going to get the Curry, Gray, LeBron reunion, or not reunion, but union for once. You think
Yeah.
it's going to happen?
And also, I loved watching LeBron and Steph play with each other on Team USA. So I will very much enjoy watching LeBron and Steph play, because that gold medal series was some of my favorite. Like their run for the gold was some of my favorite basketball watching of my life.
I mean, yeah, those are two of the top 10 or 12 players of all time, no matter how you look at it.
And they fit together. Like they would fit together.
Perfectly.
So they would fit. Like it's not like we've seen some of these top pairings, they don't fit together. They would fit together. So
Yeah, both super intelligent players, both willing to share the ball. And like you said, we saw them play together for Team USA, and they were borderline unstoppable. Almost ran into a buzzsaw and Victor Wembanyama, but had the golden dagger. Curry kind of bailed him out in the fourth quarter of that game.
In the words of Kevin Durant, your chemistry is great and all until you have to guard Steph Curry.
Exactly. Yeah. So Steph Curry, your chemistry is great, but if you have to guard Steph Curry and LeBron, even an older LeBron, I mean, that's scary hours for the rest of the NBA.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'd be fun indeed. By the way, all the memes about LeBron and what team he's signing for is just, and all the sports leagues are coming out. It's just chef's kiss. It's great. But that will do it for us. We did it. We made it through the show. 1 down, 2 to go. Tomorrow, John Manson of Sea Red. We'll talk the Liberty Flames recruiting, plus whatever we get to. Quarterback. They'll have a quarterback battle come fall, so time to navigate. Jamie Chatwell calls plays. We'll probably talk a little bit about that. John's expectations for that, and much more. Ed's having fun, so at Fastlane, Ed Lane, at Trey Lyle VT, at JJ Hendrickson
27.
That'll do for us today here on the Fastlane. Bye, everybody.